It is Saturday, and we ready to cook. It's your boy G. Bush in the Barbershop. Good morning. Good morning to all out there. Let's get our coffee going. We got a lot to talk about today. We're going to get into this coaching search, and I've been doing some research on the situation, and I'm going to give you a heads up about this coaching situation. And hopefully, when you leave here today, you can understand and you'll come away feeling a lot better about what the Browns possibly could do at head coach and why Jim Schwartz is now the top candidate. A lot of people out here is running around being upset a little bit because they're saying, how could you keep Jim Schwartz and Kevin Stefansky got let go? How could you keep Jim Schwartz and you let Kevin Stefansky go? What's going on here? Is this an upgrade? Why is this a problem? We're going to tell you all about it because it has to do with the plan that they have. It also has to do with, again, if you just listen to what they're telling you, if you watch the way they're moving, you wouldn't be confused. But there's a lot of cognitive dissonance going on out here in terms of understanding what's going on, trying to really break down what's going on because people are getting in their own way. Their lack of knowledge and their lack of just wanting to look at things from a simple pragmatic concept is in trouble. We also got something very cool. You guys asked for it today. We now have the Hotline system. So we'll be talking a little bit about that coming up. We got our merch site is up and running. If you're watching this, everybody talks about the merch. They say, G. Bush, man, I love your merch. You know, as you can see, this is a Nike hat. Where's you getting this Nike stuff at? Where's you getting this Adidas and Under Armour Barbershop stuff at? Where? Don't worry, we got you together. You can shop and get the same gear I got. All the gear that I got is available because it's connected to our store now. So we'll talk about that a little bit as well. And we'll get to a lot of things coming up on this episode of The Barbershop. Welcome on in. It's your boy G. Bush, the most electrifying Saturday show in all of Cleveland, all over the world, wherever you are. If you are in South America, anywhere on the 7 continents, you could be in Australia, New Zealand, China, Russia, Africa, Europe, Canada, Mexico, wherever you at, we appreciate you pulling up on us, and we're going to get you going today. We're going to talk about this Browns coaching search. We're going to hear from you guys. Right? Literally. We got the Hotmail system, the hotline, the Browns VIP Barbershop hotline is up and running. You will hear from members today. As we get their thoughts, we'll do super chats as always. We'll get to your thoughts, and we're gonna break it down today. Let's get to it. Here is let's take a look at where we are to catch you up on the quarterback situation. Let's catch you up if you're living under a rock, and so we can understand what's going on right now. So this is a courtesy of a Cleveland Browns podcast. So this is their version of the Browns head coach tracker. There's lots of guys who have been requested, guys who have turned people down. Some people are in a second interview. Some people are taking a 5. I got J Mac Too Fresh gifted 5 Garrett Bush memberships to the Barbershop. Thank you so much, my brother. You continue to show love, and I appreciate you so much. Let's look at the tracker. Some people have an interview scheduled. Some people have an interview requested. There's some people have reported interest, the Browns, into other people. So let's take a look at that right now. So as of now, the Cleveland Browns have given a first interview to Nate Shieldhouse, who's the Rams pass game coordinator, Jesse Minter, the Chargers DC, Mike McDaniel, the former head coach of the Dolphins, Aiden Dirty, defensive coordinator from the Seahawks, Dan Pitcher, who's the Bengals offensive coordinator, Tommy Reese, who is the Browns' current offensive coordinator, right? They have had interest in some of these other guys. They've had interest in Joe Brady of the Bills, Chris Shula of the Rams as the defensive coordinator, and Jeff Hafley of the Packers. None of those guys have come in for an interview, and Chris Shula has just actually turned the Browns down, and he's going to interview for 3 other positions. John Harbaugh is going to be the next head coach of the Giants, and I believe his offensive coordinator is going to be Todd Monken, and he's in which the Browns have also interviewed him as well. So Todd Monken, who is currently the Ravens OC, is going to get a second interview with the Browns, and Jim Schwartz is getting a second interview as well. So if you look at this list and you go down the list and you kind of put this thing together, a lot of people may be disappointed with the fact that Jim Schwartz is at the top of this list. And they're kind of being like, oh, well, if Kevin is gone, why do we get rid of Kevin if Jim Schwartz was part of the staff? First and foremost, let's be clear. Jim Schwartz has nothing to do with the offense. This is why this commentary is so ridiculous. Kevin Stefansky is the head football coach. Kevin Stefansky also was the offensive coordinator the entire time he was here. So why are you going to sit here and act like just because Jim Schwartz is still in the building, because Jim Schwartz is getting an interview, that because Kevin Stefansky was inept and his playbook was trash and he couldn't do what he needed to do, why all of a sudden Jim Schwartz was in cahoots? The best part of what the Cleveland Browns did was their defense. The best part of what the Cleveland Browns did was they won games. Think about it. They beat a playoff team in the Pittsburgh Steelers. They beat Cincinnati Bengals at full strength on offense with T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, Brown in the backfield, and Joe Burrow, who was trying to win a football game at home. And the defense led them to an improbable win when the offense struggled, given the fact that offense is playing backups and guys that ain't even NFL caliber people. So the reality of the situation is, when you look at this thing and you take a look at all of these candidates, dude, Jim Schwartz is obviously at the top of the list. I don't know what you guys are looking at. What are you looking at? He checks all the boxes. Oh, and by the way, as I always bring it up, let's talk about the guys in the locker room, why they like Jim Schwartz. See, nobody was jumping up and down in the locker room when they said, hey, do you want to keep Kevin Stefansky? Not one person. Go ask Myles Garrett. Nah, we cool on that. Even Kevin Stefanski's supporters said, nah, we don't want no parts of him. We don't want no parts of what Kevin Stefansky is talking about. And that's defensive players. Don't take my word for it. The information is out there. All you got to do is go look for it. Denzel Ward, tell us what you think about Jim Schwartz.
So much love and respect for Coach Schwartz. Me, I would highly recommend Coach Schwartz for a head coaching job here. Definitely, like I said, Coach Schwartz, he's a great coach. He's helped my game tremendously. Puts us in great position, great leader, and I can't say enough great things about him. But I think he's a guy that when who you want in a coach and somebody to lead a team, and I know he's a guy. He's a great guy.
I mean, this is one of your best players. Perennial Pro Bowler. Now, let me talk to you a little bit. Think about it in these terms, because a lot of people is just going off the fact that they emotional because Kevin is gone, and because Kevin got fired, everybody is trying to get this scorched earth technique. Everybody, if Kevin's gone, they all have to be gone. You know what? I'm gonna tell you a little story. I'm gonna tell you a little story. When I used to hate this when adults used to do this, because it's bad leadership. You ever been in a situation where you was a kid and you ain't did nothing, but you were around a bunch of bad little kids? You done told them all the time, hey man, you stop doing that, bro. You gonna get in trouble. They still doing it. Still keep doing it. The adult done came in the room 6 times, say, y'all stop doing that. And you look at them and be like, what you mean y'all stop doing that? That was Deontay over there doing that. Okay, well, y'all all just stop. Now, it just so happens that the person is Deontay's mama. Y'all all stop. Whoa. What do you mean you all? So you leave the room, come on back. Soon as she leave the room, Deontay is tripping again. Jumping off the bed. Always putting his hands where they ain't supposed to be. Always roughhousing. Got a smart little mouth. His hands is sticky. He don't be washing his hands good enough. Always yelling and crying and acting out. 5-10 minutes later, Deontay done jumped off the bed, knocked her face down. His mom come in here and gonna look around, talk about, you know what? All of y'all is in trouble. I told y'all to sit down. All of y'all is in trouble. No, Deontay's mom, we're not all in trouble. It's your son that's in trouble. It's the same son that been acting up for the last 5 to 6 years, and you know it. Don't come in here trying to be a Superman. Don't come in here trying, all of y'all gonna get it. No, if you would have been doing your job and telling your son to stop acting up, maybe we wouldn't be in this predicament. But now you want to spread the blame out. It was everybody. All of y'all is bad. No, your son is bad. Yeah, that's this. You know your son is on the way, the highway to the detention center. He looks like the dude that's gonna have a BB gun tomorrow. You the mom that go to class and go to the school, and every teacher say he disrupting stuff, and you say y'all just don't like him. Nah, bro, because your son is a terror, and you didn't tell him nothing. As a matter of fact, every time he got in trouble, you took him to the mall to get him a pair of Jordans. Now you want to sit up here and spread the blame out. It was everybody. It wasn't just Deontay. I know my son ain't perfect, but I'm gonna tell you what he's not. No. See, Kevin Stefansky was the problem. And the Browns told you that. The Browns told you he was the problem. And now you want to come in the room and you want to spread it out over everybody. Barry got to go. Dylan Gabriel got to go. Deshaun Watson should have been gone. Y'all the same people that was running around talking about Myles Garrett should have been gone. What is your infatuation with everybody got to be gone? What is your infatuation with banishing people? Everybody got to go. No. Kevin Stefanski's offense was triggity trash. I told you that for 3 years. Told you that. I told you about his clock management. I told you about his play calling. And it caught up with him like I told you it was going to catch up with him. But you guys, you think... Paul Campbell, thank you so much for becoming a member. We appreciate you. Welcome to the family. But what the Cleveland Browns told you and what they're doing is very evident as to why Jim Schwartz is there. Let me give you an example. Let me give you an example. When you look at what Jim Schwartz was able to do defensively, Andrew Berry is operating. He's operating at a time where he actually knows what type of time he's on. He quite understands that he's the last man standing. He understands what the writers is going to say. He understands that they're ready to go. The stories is already written. They just got to hit send on them. They got to hit send on them. That's all they got to do. Because what they're banking on is the fact that if the Browns get off to a tough start, if the Browns go 1-something, then all of a sudden We ready, all the people who think Baker should have been here, all of the people who don't like Shedeur Sanders, all of the people that really don't want Deshaun Watson on the roster, all of the people that's mad because Kevin Stefansky not here, all of the people that always talk about Jimmy Hasslam, all of those people will be now razor focused on Andrew Berry. But they thought they were slick with it. See, what they thought they were going to do is they were going to talk him into drafting a young quarterback early. And then when that young quarterback would have struggled, those same people were going to jump up and down and say, you guys set another quarterback up to fail. Then they'll do something really devious. They'll even go back and say, even look at Shedeur. They set him up for failure. They set Dylan Gabriel up for failure. Look, he has to go. All the while they smiling in your face, patting you on the back for trying to take a project quarterback that ain't better than the quarterback you got right now. And he's not taking the bait. And if you think about it, why would I be in a position as Jim Schwartz? Why would I put myself in a position to hire a first-time? Now, granted, I like some of these guys. I like their resume. I like Udinsky. I think Shieldhouse is a good, viable, a viable guy at offensive coordinator. I think those two very well sit best and operate best as coordinators at this point in their career. But why would I, at the end of the day, be Andrew Berry, knowing what type of time we're going to be on? Why would I then put a guy who has not called plays, who is younger than my best players, who does not have a track record of calling plays or being a head coach that long, or a regular coach for all that matter in the league? And why would I put him in a firestorm? And you know good and well what type of energy is going to be around the Cleveland Browns. See, what y'all don't understand is we know what it is. That type of spotlight with Shedeur Sanders is different. Add on top of that, somebody's going to not only have to deal and manage with Shedeur, they're going to have to manage the fact that Deshaun Watson is back in the room. And the fact that now Deshaun Watson is answering questions. And the fact that Deshaun Watson is a guy who's getting a bunch of money and wants to play and wants to resurrect his career. And now we get to talk to Deshaun Watson. Deshaun, you think you are? And these questions are coming too. See, the divide and conquer is alive and well. I'm just letting y'all know. So I'm going to just let y'all know how this is going to work out. Because there's going to be somebody. See, some people don't want to be right or wrong. They just want to see the world burn. So if you think them reporters ain't going to say, Deshaun, do you think you're still a franchise quarterback? Deshaun, do you think that you're still the best quarterback on this roster? Deshaun, do you think you got a fair shot under Kevin Stefansky? Deshaun, what do you think about Shedeur Sanders? Oh, that's coming. Oh, they're going to look at body language and everything. But you're advocating putting a first-time head coach who's young, impressionable, not having enough experience, and you think that that guy is going to be able to lead the ship and get 8 wins, 7-8 wins that you need? No, you're not going to be able to do that. But you know what Andrew Berry did, though? He said, let me just tell you something real quick. Let me show you how we're going to do this. See, if I got Jim Schwartz, if I got Jim Schwartz, here's what I can roll with. I could go ahead and set it and forget it. Set it and forget it. Every single person on the defense understands what type of time you were on with Jim Schwartz. He already has relationships. They're already built. Denzel Ward, Myles Garrett, he already has those, and it's a long time that he's known them. So he can delegate and keep all them people in check because they know him. See, it's already immediate buy-in. With a new head coach, you got to develop relationships and have a track record of success before some people will buy in. Think about it. Myles Garrett he just broke the sack record. Why would you get rid of the coach who helped the guy have his best year of his life? Carson Schwartzer is a defensive rookie of the year. He had the best year of a rookie linebacker that I can ever remember. Denzel Ward, great year. Grant Delpit, great year. Devin Bush, best year of his life. Malik Collins, best year of his life. Why would you then there's no such thing as addition by subtraction. Set it and forget it. You got the defensive portion correct. All you got to do is go get you an offensive dude. All you got to do is get you an offensive dude. And here's where bringing in an innovative young guy at offensive coordinator makes a ton of sense. Because that young guy has an opportunity to invest and grow in whoever is in that room. Let me just bring this back to you. If Udinski or Shieldhouse, if they want to be a head coach in this league, see, the Cleveland Browns is forcing people to invest in what they already have. You think those first-time coordinators is going to come in here? They're going to put all their time, energy, effort, tutelage, coaching, energy, and most importantly, support in that quarterback room, because he is intimately attached to the success of not only himself, but them. So all the noise about, there'll be some coaches that don't want this job because of Shedeur Sanders. You know what the Browns are saying? Oh, don't worry about that. We're going to find somebody that likes Shedeur Sanders and can work with him. See, I keep trying to tell you this is about relationships and how we build things. When mergers happen, you need somebody to teach them what you want, how you want to move. You can get an old coach to come in here. You can get an old dog and he's set in his ways. But give me somebody with a fresh set of eyes that's willing to go on a limb, that got an innovative playbook, that's going to be invested. Because to be truthful, what got Kevin Stefansky fired wasn't the fact that the Browns were bad. It was the fact that he was working against his own staff. He was working against the own better judgment of the Cleveland Browns. You don't believe me? You don't believe me? You know, I'll give you proof. I'll give you proof. Let's talk about it. They trying to find somebody with buy-in. Let's talk about this. This is what got Kevin up out of here.
Terrible. Because I don't think it looks terrible that they didn't start Shedeur week one when we've gotten into those discussions. But it does look really bad that you drafted Dillon ahead of him. You gave him first priority. He wasn't ready
agree with you on
for football.
Yeah.
Shedeur was more ready for football. And you told everybody.
Yeah.
This is the thing. When people would get mad at me or Albert Breer or any of the reporters saying that there was this chasm between the two quarterbacks, well, it's because the Browns were telling everybody that. And then, by the way they operated, they were telling everybody that. So it was the Browns that planted that seed.
No. Kevin Stefansky planted that seed. Let's get it right. Let's get it right. This is all you need to know about why Kevin Stefansky is no longer here. He was telling anybody and everybody that would listen that Shedeur wasn't it. And then when Shedeur came out there and did what he did, it was done. Because everybody in the locker room, everybody on the coaching staff, everybody in the front office said, oh, I know you didn't just lie to everybody this way. I know you just didn't do that. It wasn't the Browns that told you that. All that the guys in the building, the people in the building, no, the people in the building boiled down to one person. So it wasn't the fact that, oh, Shedeur is this and Shedeur is that and Shedeur is this. It's the fact that Kevin Stefansky's malpractice of the way he ran things, his offense, rubbed off on everybody. And now the front office is rethinking a lot of things. Well, hold on. What if we would have just played Shedeur? What if he would have got reps earlier? Could we have found out? Could we have made a decision? Like what if we would have just put some level of support behind him? What if we would have just gave him some level of opportunity? Right? Maybe Deshaun Watson ain't garbage. Maybe he ain't washed. See, when you start making evaluations like that, that puts you in a whole different area where cat's not messing with you like that. Why do you think the owner said we felt like we should have got more wins? It wasn't and then you don't think about it because this is dysfunction. Why would he say that? Well, he's saying that because it's obvious, isn't it? If Shedeur Sanders is still here in 26, if Jim Schwartz is still here in 26, and all the defensive players is still excited on the record talking about why they like Jim Schwartz, why you feel like the only person that got moved was Kevin Stefansky? So when you say what was the problem and what were the Browns doing, it's right in front of your face. But then again, you would know that if you wouldn't forget that you just said that. Come on, fellas. By the way, this is dated after Shedeur Sanders threw for 300-something yards. You see the energy level? See, when that energy level hit like that, when that 365 hit, people had to scramble. That 365 hit, people had to scramble because they're like, "Oh goodness, I got to live in this town. I still got to do my job in this town, and this is unacceptable." I wasn't gonna say that the Browns told me that, but look, you can only. Maybe I'm just doing too much. Go ahead and bring that back. This courtesy 92 through the fan.
This is what makes the Browns look terrible because I don't think it looks terrible that they didn't start Shedeur week 1 when we've gotten into those discussions. But it does look really bad that you drafted Dylan ahead of him. You gave him first priority. He wasn't ready. I'm agree with you on this. For football.
Yeah.
Shedeur was more ready for football. And you told everybody. Yeah. This is the thing. When people would get mad at me or Albert Breer or any of the reporters saying that there was this chasm between the two quarterbacks, well, it's because the Browns were telling everybody that. And then, by the way they operated, they were telling everybody that. So it was the Browns that planted that seed. And so, yeah, I ran with it. I made the mistake of trusting the Browns on that. And it's obvious to everybody that Dylan Gabriel was not ready, that Shedeur was more ready, and that, oh, by the way, Shedeur has way more talent.
Because I don't believe that there's a chance at all that Dylan Gabriel would have got us back from 14 down. I don't think there's any chance at all. And I don't think that that's tough to say.
Ooh-wee. Now, little old G. Bush. I told you what it was. See, when it becomes when the optics get too bad, you got to jump shit. You got to move. You got to move. You can't. That when them optics get bad, sheesh. Everybody, it was the dirtiest little secret running around in the media circles. Everybody knew that the people inside the building that were saying X, Y, and Z was coming directly from Stefansky. Direct. So when you talking about why is it that Jim Schwartz got to stay here, and you think Jim Schwartz ain't told Andrew Berry and Jimmy Hasslam when they brought him in for that interview, you think that's the face Jimmy Hasslam had on right there. You said, what? That look on Jimmy Haslam's face right there is Kevin said, what? Boy, When that happened, he gave Andrew Berry full autonomy. He said, do what you need to do. My bad. Kevin won them 2 awards. He won Coach of the Year. That's on me. I gave him a little too much power. But what I just seen right there with a dude that wasn't getting no reps, this is unacceptable. Maybe Deshaun wasn't bad. They got me second guessing making the trade. Maybe his offense was that trash. Maybe who's this G. Bush guy? Yeah, he been talking about his playbook being rudimentary for 4 years. Man, when Jimmy heard that, it was Dunsky. And you don't think Jim Schwartz, in that interview, you think he ain't told? See, this is the problem y'all don't get. See, I interviewed for a living. What you guys don't understand is that when you go in for those interviews, it's more devastating because Jim Schwartz is not only going to be able to interview based on what he thinks he can do, he can testify to what they wasn't doing while he was here as defensive coordinator. Y'all ain't hearing me. You not hearing me. Not only is he interviewing saying what I can do, he's interviewed telling you, this is where we messed up. This is where I thought this was done. This is where I thought practice should have been run. This was crazy how the quarterback competition, all the above letter D. And Jimmy Hasslam had this same face on right here. I can't believe this noise. So while everybody is jumping up and down, throwing fits, they've already told you what they felt about Kevin. But he blew so much smoke in your face that you blindly, arbitrarily drank all of the Kevin Stefansky beard Kool-Aid. And now you done went so far, it hurts your heart to even have to backtrack. Don't take my word for it. Beautifully blessed. Oh no, we've been hearing you. Hey, if you hey, over here, we've been kind of doing this thing for a minute. I'm just saying. And let me just tell you this. I don't really have, they could hire Jim Schwartz. They could not hire Jim Schwartz. I don't have, I sometimes I got some information. Sometimes I don't. Ain't nobody called and say, G. Bush, we about to do this. I'm just reading the tea leaves. They could go with a different guy. I've always said, I might not like the guy they bring in, but if I want to make a change, and I think it's for the change for the better, to get Stefansky up out of here, I got to give the new dude an opportunity to see what he can do. I don't care if I don't necessarily agree with it. So I'm just letting y'all know. I'm just letting you know. And let's talk about this. This coaching search reveals a lot about these 2026 plans. I mean, if you really was sitting down there, it tells you a lot about these 2026 plans. But first, before we get to that, we got to get to the hotline. Yeah, we like this, man. So if you haven't noticed, or if you don't know, now you know. We got the Barbershop VIP hotline. If you want to be heard on the show, you want to have your voice heard, become a member. We play hotline. You can call up the hotline. I just gave the number out so you guys can get to it. And this is just a perk of becoming a member. Hear your voice on the channel. Get your voice heard. And this is something people have been asking for. And so we gave it to you, man. So this is for VIP members. If you want to become a member, hit the join button. We're trying to add as much different things that we can. We're trying to add interaction. And this is one of the things that we're trying to set ourselves apart by, is by having and building a really true community and getting people involved. So let's get to this. Make sure we can hear this. We're going to let's get to about 5 calls. We're going to get to 5 calls on the voicemail. And VIP, we're going to talk about, I threw the disclaimer out there. I say, hey guys, let me know who you want for the Browns head coach. So let's get to our first voicemail.
Team, like myself, I'm a Cowboys fan. I'm from Dallas. I follow Shedeur. That's how I found your channel. That's how I found Cleveland media. So like half the battle is already one, because they have the eyes and ears of Cowboys fans who are following Shedeur. So I feel like
Let's do that
G
again.
Bush, what up, man? It's DK1028. I'm about to cook, bro. So basically, I want to comment on your video about the Browns becoming America's team. Like myself, I'm a Cowboys fan. I'm from Dallas. I follow Shedeur. That's how I found your channel. That's how I found Cleveland media. So like half the battle is already won because they have the eyes and ears of Cowboys fans who are following Shedeur. So I feel like
So we shout out to him. We did our member. We do what we call the Barbershop After Dark on Wednesday nights. And so I threw it out there and I said the Browns could possibly be America's team. And I think a lot of people was trying to laugh and joke. I said, bro, listen, you want to look at it. You want to look at it. The Cleveland Browns have a lot of things in common with Jerry Jones and the way he marketed it. I said, but the Browns have to embrace it. And one of the things is embracing a new wave, a new quarterback, a new way of thinking. So I think that the Browns, with the fan base that they already have, some of the exciting young players that they have, and the story and the attention that they're getting, the Cleveland Browns, if they could put some things together, get it done. Let's get to another call.
Hey, what up, G. Bush? It's Hank. So I think Jim Schwartz should be the next head coach. Bring in Byron Leftwich as the OC and whomever he wants as the DC. But then we also got to solidify special teams coach, man, and get some more depth. I know y'all was joking about Shiloh, but Shiloh would add some depth to that special teams. But I really do think we need Jim Schwartz. He's our guy. Hey, thanks, G. Bush. Much love to you and your family, brother.
Appreciate you, my guy. Listen, I think Jim Schwartz is there. By the way, Shiloh, look, let's not act like Shiloh can't play. We was joking around because I know people would get triggered. They'd be like, they got the whole Prime family. Let's not act like Shiloh cannot play. Definitely on special teams. But I think Jim Schwartz brings a level of professionalism, and you don't got to go out your way to do too much extra. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't try to change everything at once. Tweak what was the problem, and then by all means, keep what was working. And the defense works. Let's get to another one.
Hey, G, this is Weird Vet. Just thought I'd ask a question. What's your opinion on Mike McCarthy coming in as head coach? Is that a possibility? Is that completely ruled out? Just wanted to get your thoughts. Go Browns.
We appreciate your call. Appreciate it. Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy has always been a polarizing individual. Has a Super Bowl with the Packers, 12 years with Aaron Rodgers. They did win the Super Bowl with the Packers. Didn't really get it done with the Cowboys. To me, I'm not the biggest fan of Mike McCarthy. I just feel like I need him to be more I want somebody more tough-nosed. I like a guy like Jim Schwartz because of his energy. And the thing I would do is I would like to bring in a young offensive coordinator under Jim Schwartz. And I think that would get the most out of the young players. I'm not the biggest McCarthy guy. I would probably move in a different direction. But, hey, his name hasn't been mentioned for a lot of coaching jobs around the league. Not to say that his name might not be brought up, but I think this late in the search and Jim Schwartz getting a second interview, I think that's more in the lines where they will be moving to go. All right, let's get to two more.
What's up? It's your boy, Real Night King. I was just thinking that we should get Grant Udinski as a nice head coach. So hopefully he can help Shedeur get better and help our offense get to where it needs to be a playoff team. What's up? It's your boy.
I think we appreciate the call. I think Udinski is, for me, I would take him as a coordinator. I'd love to have him as a coordinator. I think the way he talks about the game, the way he goes in depth, the way he breaks down and explains the game, I think he would be really good as offensive coordinator. Problem is, I don't know if the Cleveland Browns is in a position to make that happen, because as a head coach, I need somebody that's going to be able to take a lot of different stuff. I need somebody that's going to be able to be more seasoned, be able to handle the ups and downs, handle some of the media stuff, and some of that situation. Let's get to one more.
What up, G? This is A. Smith. I've been following you since you was in the basement when you was videotaping on the cell phone, so it's been a minute. But yeah, I will go with Schwartz because the Browns already got familiarity with him, and and just get another coordinator to go along with him. The defense already, got some type of rapport with him already, so I would stick with Schwartz.
Hey, man, I appreciate the call. I think the rapport we heard from Denzel Ward, I think Myles Garrett will be happy to have him. I think a lot of guys on that defense, and I think a lot of people have already silently spoken up for Jim Schwartz. I think that's why one of the reasons he's a guy that is going to get a second interview, and I think that puts him in a position where he's probably at this point an odds-on favorite. All right. So we will get to, we got some more of those. We will get to those. So that's the VIP hotline. If you join to be a member, this is just one of the perks that you get. You're going to be able to get the VIP hotline. That link is specific for members only. We play it here on the Barbershop on Saturdays, and we play it on Wednesday when we do the Barbershop After Dark. So those are just some of the few perks that you get. And we will come back after the next segment and get to some more of those as well. We want to sell you also. We've been doing, shout out to my wife, Rosie. She's been doing some great work over there at the Barbershop. The site is revamped. Everybody wants to know where you can get to some of the Barbershop gear. As you can see, we moving, we working. You can check this out. You get 15% off your first purchase. Look at the Barbershop gear. We got tote bags. We got yoga fits. We got everything. We got T-shirts, hoodies. Go to bushlinebeauty.com. That site is completely updated with the Kool-Aid Mafia. All this gear is available. Make sure you go to Bushline Beauty if you guys want to check that out. I know a lot of people have been asking for that. And you can also check out the site directly from the shop tag right here on YouTube. So you can check that out. By the way, this is also available. We got to get to it. We got the branded gear. You see me sometimes on UCSS. You say, dang, G. Bush, where you getting the Barbershop gear with the Nike and everything? I tell you what, we ready to go. Hit that tab right there, and you go to the Nike and the branded material. Also, Under Armour, as you can see, authentic, ready to go. We not going to play with nobody. This is why we the most electrifying in the game. We always going to be innovative and bring you some different stuff. Bushlinebeauty.com, where you can check it out, and you can continue to support the show. Let's get right back off into this thing. The Cleveland Browns have been telling you a lot about what they're going to do in 2026, just by how they moving. And a lot of people is coming around to this now. A lot of people is coming around to this, right? What are we going to do in 26? Well, they're telling you in this coaching search. They've told you in what they did at after the season when Andrew Berry spoke, when Jimmy Hasslam spoke. But this is a conversation on 92.3 The Fan. I believe Emory Hunt was on with Jonathan Peterlin and Nick Wilson. And he talked about why it is that people are not being honest about the situation, not being honest at all. And he talks about the quarterback plans as well as how does this affect the coaching search.
After they nailed the draft picks on top of getting some undrafted free agents, and you look at, a quarterback in Shedeur Sanders, that's the big elephant in the room. I think that's why people are being disingenuous about the Browns, because they're being disingenuous about their evaluation of Shedeur Sanders. You include him in that draft class. This guy got 7 weeks of first-team reps, and in those 7 weeks, with a worse-off roster than the guys that started the season with, they went 3-4. So imagine if he had gotten the entire offseason and started from week 1, maybe the Browns already would be a 9-win team, and we're talking about 2026, the potential opportunity for them to go really far in the playoffs. So I look at it from a glass-half-full perspective. I'm not disingenuous about Shedeur Sanders, nor this draft class, nor the talent on this roster. This is a team that can win a lot of games in 2026 if they start to stockpile the offense like they did this year with the defense.
All right. See? He's telling people, the reason y'all is acting all confused is because you weren't even really evaluating what we was talking about. You wasn't even evaluating based on what you were saying. You wasn't looking at it. And now every time I turn over and I see these blogs, it's like, guys, it's just, why are you in your feelings, man? The Browns keep telling you this. They told you what you needed to know. Last week it was, oh, maybe we can still get Dante Moore. And then Dante Moore came out and said, oh, I need some reps. Hold on. Dante Moore comes out and says, I need some reps now. I need some reps. And I think it's funny. How is it funny to me that Dante Moore can come out and say, I need reps? But y'all want to act is disingenuous because you keep trying to say that reps, oh, the Shedeur isn't getting reps thing. He isn't getting reps thing. But your savior just told you that you was looking to draft 2 overall, that he needed reps. Can you rebuttal this?
Wrong tonight.
Yeah. First things first, as a quarterback, you have to protect the football. And then, of course, has a great defense, great disguise of different looks. But, you can't win football games if you're causing turnovers. So just something, of course, I need to work at. As comes with just, reps. But over.
What? What did he say? He said reps. Hold on. Let me see if I got to. Did he say what I think he said?
As comes with just, reps. But overall, there was a great Indiana defense, great defense coordinator. But at the end of the day, we beat ourselves.
Yeah, and ultimately, there were moments where we had success offensively. But obviously, when you have the takeaways, you start off with a pick six, you get in a little bit of a hole, you probably start to press a little bit. You get away from some of the success you have in the run game at times, but there's moments.
Guys, so I found it funny after this football game, and Dante Moore went back to school, which I told him he should. I find it funny that there wasn't a bunch of people on the internet talking about he's running backwards, taking sacks. There wasn't a bunch of people on the internet talking about he's a turnover machine. No. See, those things only matter when we're talking about one quarterback. Those things only matter when, the interceptions and turnovers and the EPA and all that good stuff. They ain't mentioned the EPA ever for no other quarterback except Shedeur Sanders. They done told you what they was moving how they was doing. So now when he's off the board and you ain't getting Mendoza, you got guys trying to pivot to Mac Jones? Malik Willis? Stop it. Quit it. Now you want to dig up the resume of Drew Aller, who's not done anything impressive in college ever? That anybody but Shedeur is simple as ABC, simple as 1, 2, 3. It's predictable, and it's getting to a point where you done started to scrape the bottom of the barrel, where now you just want to dig up another quarterback. Yeah, maybe Dylan Gabriel be in the quarterback competition, and we'll have another. Stop it. The Cleveland Browns are not moving based on your insecurities. You're upset that Kevin's not here? Go root for Kevin somewhere else. By all means, there's a highway, and it's a thing called StubHub or tickets.com. You can go wherever Kevin is. You can get a just for me salt and pepper beard thing, and you can pattern your facial hair right after him too. But that's not going to change what the Browns is trying to do. I'm confused by that. I'm confused by it. It's crazy work. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about the true. Let's talk about the truth. A lot of people right now are a little upset. And I think they're a little bit upset because of this. They felt like they made in their mind somehow. This happens in workplaces all over the place. You ever see somebody that done had so much privilege and they got such an inflated sense of who they are that they overestimate their pool, their reach, their power, their level of everything? Some people literally felt because Kevin Stefansky won 2 awards that his buddies gave him as writers, that made him the end-all be-all for everything for the Cleveland Browns. And then they woke up and realized that in what world does a head coach report or not report to a GM? In what world does the head coach pick his general manager? What type of privilege is that? What type of backwards thinking is that? Huh? And can I get to this? I want to talk about this. Can I talk about this? The disingenuous nature of what we're talking about here is wild. I done worked at work before, and every job I done had, we done had kids come to work day. We done had, different events where your kids can come or your family picnic or the family outing. This level of what y'all talking about with Jimmy Hasslam, first and foremost, is out of pocket. Second of all, is delusional. And third of all, has nothing to do with nothing about the Cleveland Browns and how good they're going to be. People running around trying to act like the owner of a Fortune 500 billion organization is not going to have some say-so in who the coach is, what quarterback they want, what the stadium look like, where the uniforms is located, all of that. Have you just been born today? Newsflash. Billionaires, they're opinionated, and they tend to get what they want. But then again, you know that. So why are you playing dumb? His grandkids on the sidelines. So your kids come to you at work. Bring a kid to work day. What make you think that a billionaire ain't gonna have his family in the building? It's his family business. The owners are Jimmy and Dee Hasslam. His son-in-law, they're not qualified. Bro, you know what qualifies you? What qualifies you in the United States of America in a capitalistic society is I pay the bills. You do what I tell you to do, or you can find another job. Y'all be doing all that capping. You be doing all that capping, talk about what you wouldn't do. I would tell this person, liar. You don't tell your boss nothing. You go into work, you do your job, and you go home. Stop acting like you a superhuman. You're not a super corporate thug. All these dudes running around here telling what they would tell Jimmy Hasslam. You can't tell your boss nothing. You run around here asking for PTO quietly. I put that request in, Tom. When you have time, I know you're busy right now. Can you take a look at that PTO request? Me and my family, we're trying to go to Myrtle Beach and, just need to book some things. I got kids in school, Just no, not a problem. Just whenever you get to it, man. So how's the family going? Running around here telling me what you gonna tell somebody. Cap. Jimmy Hasslam has the nerve to be telling an input. When were you born? What? Stop it. Jimmy Hasslam. Y'all cats be cracking me up with that, bro. Y'all be cracking me up. You about to do this. You know why Jim Schwartz gonna get this? Because let me tell you this. This is coming too. Let me tell you why Jim Schwartz is also a candidate. Because he knows Myles Garrett, who's slightly important. He knows Denzel Ward, who's slightly important. He also has intimate knowledge of the people and the way they were deployed on offense by being a guy that's in the building. And two, he has a strong enough personality to get you dudes up out of here. He has a strong enough personality that is going to end a lot of that media game. I'm going to tell you why cats don't really want Jim Schwartz in there like that. I know this for a fact. All them dumb little comments and questions y'all be asking at these press conferences, that's done. Jim Schwartz is not going to play with you like that. All them dumb questions, all that, do you agree with the play calling, the bait you questions, Jim Schwartz not going to play with you like that. All them dumb little extra little games that he's not going to play with you like that. And so what y'all got to understand is when they said Deshaun Watson was going to be on this roster, when they said, oh, it looks like Shedeur Sanders is going to be the quarterback number 1 in 2026, and when everybody spazzed and said, get rid of the whole room, well, they told you we're not getting rid of the whole room. And guess what? Jim Schwartz is the block. He's the defender. He's standing right in the way. So you can't even get fly. You can't even see. You can bait a young coach. You can bait a young coach, first time head coach, in some questions. You can get him on the record about some stuff. See, I don't know that. It's first rodeo in Cleveland. Y'all gonna get them. You gonna get them together. See, the media are already ready to go with some young dudes, especially if they're a young dude and they're overwhelmed. Especially if they're a young dude and they got to do the mental gymnastics with them asking 1,000 questions about Deshaun Watson and Shedeur Sanders. See, what they plan on doing is, when they go into next year, the plan is we're going to make this a media circus. We're going to make it a circus. Because you tried to make it a circus this year, and nothing was really even going on. What you think they're going to do next year when Deshaun Watson is eligible to play? But then again, Andrew Berry already knew that, didn't he? He already knew that. They didn't already talk to Deshaun Watson. They didn't already told Deshaun Watson, listen here, let me tell you how this works. I just so happen to kind of be feeling a few things. Everybody in the world was talking about cutting Deshaun Watson. Little OG Bush never said they was cutting him. I wonder why. They already told Deshaun Watson, look, the league done punished us for giving you that contract. He got 11 games, not because of the optics of what his allegations were. He got 11 games because the Cleveland Browns are being punished for giving him a guaranteed contract, which is an unwritten no-no. And by the way, they met about it and said, and put a league-wide memo out, say, y'all come on in here. We call it all 32. Get your tails in here. They sat down with lawyers. They sat down with financial people and said, listen, guys, what the Browns did is unacceptable. Because if we start handing out guaranteed contracts, we're in trouble. We are done. We cannot, in this business model, the way injuries happen, we cannot go down the road of guaranteed contracts, even as the quarterback. So they told Deshaun Watson, all right, you going to sit down. Then he got hurt. He had 2 major injuries, an Achilles heel and a shoulder injury to his throwing arm. You know what Jimmy Hasslam told him? Look, I'm a man of my word. I'm going to honor my obligation. If you be a good soldier, you come in here, you don't rock the boat, we're going to make sure that you get another job somewhere. That's how the syndicate works. It's not about whether you can play or not. All of them can play to a certain extent. It's about whether or not they sign off on the syndicate, meaning the NFL and the owners, deciding whether they're going to collude with you or against you. They told Deshaun, you could either be Kaepernick or Sam Darnold. You choose. Deshaun Watson was like, I rehab and do my thing over here, man. I am cool on that. Just let me get my bag and put me and watch. If he's the backup quarterback and he don't cause no trouble, he does what he needs to do, says all the right things, guess what he'll do? He'll continue to get an opportunity somewhere else. And all of a sudden, the syndicate will tell the national media, the syndicate will tell them, this is how it works. They say, okay, here, you guys come on in, here's the memo. Hey, look, I know the Deshaun Watson thing, this is the league stance. Deshaun Watson served his time, his punishment. He was a good soldier for the Browns. Now we're going to look at him and say, I wouldn't be surprised if Deshaun Watson found his way to another team. I wouldn't be surprised. Insiders are saying that Deshaun Watson looks like his old self. It looks like he's a changed person. It looks like this guy is being rehabilitated. He really did a great job mentoring Shedeur Sanders, and the Browns are playing very well. It looks like he's going to get an opportunity. Deshaun Watson is the best available free agent on the market. Look what he's done. He's happy. He's healed. This is the way it works, boys and girls. So the league already got it scripted what's going to pop off. But what you guys don't understand is you're still 17 news cycles behind. This is chess, not checkers. Why would the Haslams get rid of Deshaun Watson when Deshaun Watson's contract is the vehicle in which they can refinance money and create new cap space to sign other players to make the team better so they can win today? So if they did exactly what you wanted them to do, it would lead to you being fired. But you guys are too dense to understand that. We get what you're already trying. So you meaning to tell me if they do get rid of the entire quarterback room, well, that means you wasted a third-round pick that could have been a lineman on Dillon Gabriel. That means you wasted 7 games on a quarterback that just threw for 365 and is a guy that is extremely popular and the team is rallying around. And you cut Deshaun Watson just to be punitive for no reason. And now you have an $80 million cap hit, and you can't even use that money to field your team to make them better. Oh, by the way, you're also advocating that you hire a first-time head coach with no experience. You're also advocating that they use their picks to trade up that they need for linemen and receivers to draft a quarterback like Ty Simpson. And then you're also advocating that, you need to win 8 games. If they did everything that you said that they should do, he'd be fired in 4 to 5 days. The line won't be better. It'll be worse. The money to improve the team would be worse. The skill positions would be worse. Now you got to go back out and sign quarterbacks off the roster, off the practice squad, or give new money to that you wasted money on Shedeur Sanders, and it don't make no sense. This is why I told you, never listen to emotional people, men that be in their feelings. When you get emotional like this, all rational thought goes out of the building. But then again, the Browns know that. So in keeping Jim Schwartz, you had a lot of things off. You could play Shedeur Sanders. You know why? Jim Schwartz already seen him, has a relationship with him. Don't even have to get acclimated. You could keep Deshaun Watson on the roster. You know why? Deshaun Watson was there when Jim Schwartz was there too. You can keep Dillon Gabriel. He's not a problem. Make him the 13 quarterback. He has a relationship with Andrew Berry. Because Andrew Berry got him all kind of players on defense, and his defense is good. Maybe I'm just reading a little bit too much into it. They all came out in the 125 arbitration ruling on collusion. Sanders speaks truth. Super facts. We just saying. So when we look at a lot of this stuff, and we get to a lot of this stuff, boys and girls, a lot of this stuff is already scripted. The Texas True Facts, G, them guys, the guys are writers, and they got the scripts ready and waiting. Barry ain't taking that bait, going against everything they say. And that's why people want to get up. Why don't they come out and just have blanket support for Shedeur Sanders? For what? I'm not giving. See, the thing about the masses is what this showed right here. It shows you that people don't do critical thinking. People listen to what they are told. So I'm not going to give you guys no ammunition to write this stuff for 6 to 7 months and create narratives, because we understand that people think like this.
This is what makes the Browns look terrible, because I don't think it looks terrible that they didn't start Shedeur week 1 when we've gotten into those discussions. But it does look really bad that you drafted Dylan ahead of him. You gave him first priority. He wasn't ready
agree with you on this.
For football.
Yeah.
Shedeur was more ready for football. And you told everybody.
Yeah.
This is the thing. When people would get mad at me or Albert Breer or any of the reporters saying that there was this chasm between the two quarterbacks, well, it's because the Browns were telling everybody that. And then, by the way they operated, they were telling everybody that.
So the Browns know that people will take what people are writing and saying and create a narrative. It's human nature. So why would they give you ammunition? Because if they came out and just said Shedeur Sanders is the quarterback, the narrative would be that the Browns only hired Jim Schwartz because he was only willing to play. He was the only coach that was willing to play Shedeur Sanders. And that everybody moved on Kevin Stefansky without an option or a plan or a backup plan. And this is where we're at now. Hey, listen, man, I'm just saying. We're going to get to some things here. Let's get to some things. Coming up next, I'm going to tell you why the most important role, in my opinion, is actually the offensive coordinator, to be truthful. We'll come back and explain that. But first, let's get to a couple more voicemails. Let's get to it. Matter of fact, if you want to be heard and you want to get into the voicemail, make sure you become a member. All you got to do is hit the join button wherever you're at. We got the link in the chat, so you can check that out. Join the Barbershop monthly membership, and then what you do is we're going to give you it's just not the VIP line. Let's just talk about this. You got the hotline, so you're going to hear your voice heard. I think we're the only person. The Sports for CLE does have a voicemail. They got the voicemail Truth and Reason. Shout out to them. They've been doing it for a while. But in terms of overall, what we try to do at the Barbershop, we try to be innovative. We're not only going to give you that, you get a yearly gift from us, everybody, on your birthday. If your birthday, you just joined, make sure you send us your birthday, your address, and what size you wear to fifthdimensionmedia1@gmail.com, and we're going to get you your T-shirt out to you. We're getting all those out there. What else do you get from a membership? Here's what we do. You not only get that, you get the members only Tuesday membership where we bring in guests. We talk about things members only. We got our film review. Right now, it's a great opportunity to get in. We're talking about film review. Me and Tyvis Powell, we did the film review of every game in 2025 for the Browns. We're now working on our film review for the for the college football draft coming up. We're going over the receivers. The Browns need receivers. We're talking about receivers. We just went over Elijah Surratt. Really good prospect. We break that down. We've been giving you all those names. We'll continue to do that throughout the offseason with linemen, with receivers, with quarterbacks, so you can be well informed of who the Browns should be drafting. Also, what do you get? You get as you can see down at the bottom, members automatically get their comments played. We play their comments at the bottom of the screen. We continue to do that. We do a lot of different things to get you guys involved. So if you want to be a part of it, let's go ahead and hit the join button, and we welcome you on into the family. Let's get to our voicemail. See what we got here.
G. Bush, just imagine if Shedeur would have started the full season. He could have went 5-2. The 2 games he lost with Stefansky going for that wildcat. So really, if you think about it, Shedeur would have went 5-2. Imagine if he would have started at the beginning of the year G. Bush. Like, come on, think about it, bro. Just really.
Hey, listen. I think a lot of people that really got him, and we appreciate your call, my guy. That really got that right there got Stefansky up out of here. Because a lot of people in the front office said the same thing. What if they would have just gave this dude any sort of attention, reps, energy, support? What if they would have just it was made known, and then came out that Kevin said, "Oh, we're not going to play him on all this year. We're going to completely redshirt him." That's all you needed to know. You sat there and told me that we're not going to live in the past, though. We wish Kevin the best of luck.
Hey, G. Bush, it's Hank again. Just wonder your thoughts on, hey, do you need a top 5 or top, first round quarterback to win? I think if you have a top 15 or 20 quarterback with a strong offensive line and running game and a strong defense, you'll be successful. You don't need a top notch quarterback. You need a quarterback that's consistent, a manager, and someone who can make the throws when he needs to make them, but it doesn't necessarily need to be a.
Hey, I like that. Let's drill down on that a little bit. Appreciate the call, my guy. Now the thought process is, and this is the problem when you start boiling down the game of football into rankings of quarterbacks. Nowadays, we talk about so much of rankings with quarterbacks. It ain't even really legit. It ain't legit. We talking about the team. We talking about where does this guy rank? You need a guy who can be consistent, that can make plays when it counts to put your team in the best position, and still have some intangibles that can inspire, has some intangibles that he understands and thinks the game, and most importantly, understands what his team needs at specific times of the game. And a lot of times when we talk about the Cleveland Browns and the infatuation with the quarterback being top 3, it neglects and negates how important every other facet is. You had a head coach that couldn't even pull his part. He couldn't, even when he gave up play calling, he couldn't even call timeout when he needed to. The playbook, the offensive line woes, not being able to have receivers that are explosive. It's a complementary football. It's a team game and it's a team sport. I think when people talk about boil it down, the most important thing is the quarterback. Is the most important thing the quarterback? Yes. But it doesn't mean that a quarterback that's very good, who doesn't have a lot around him, is still going to be able to perform and beat other teams that have a complete roster and coaching staff. Put it to you like this. Joe Burrow, think about it. Joe Burrow is a top 5 quarterback. And I just saw Shedeur Sanders and the Browns go out and beat them at home with all their healthy players on offense. So what does that mean? Didn't mean nothing. You'll be a top 5 guy. I just saw Lamar Jackson is top 5. He didn't make the playoffs. What are we talking about? They love Justin Herbert. He's getting smoked in the playoffs all the time, too. Let's get to another one.
Hey, G. Bush, it's Hank again. Just wonder your thoughts.
Yeah, we got to that one. Let's get to this one.
Hey, what up, G. Bush? It's Hank. Hey, basically, brother, thank you for everything that you've done for the culture and for the community, man. Really appreciate it. Hey, man, with 12, he did what he's supposed to do this year. He did his best, but now he's going to be focused. He's going to be centered to be even better than what he was last year. We just need a good offensive line, receiving core, and also a strong head coach and offensive coordinator that believes.
Appreciate you, man. At any time, man. Listen. What we're trying to do is just, we just trying to elevate. You know what I'm saying? Trying to build a sense of community, build a sense of a place to go, and more importantly, have some fun, man. I think a lot of people, they take the fun out of the game. They take the fun out of it. No, just interaction, fun. Let's talk about it. For me, I'm the most optimistic that I've been in a while because I think guys can come out here and do some things. I think now you got an opportunity to see some new upcoming fresh talent, whether that's on the field or in the front office, or if that's in the coaching staff. Let's get to one more.
Yo, what up, G. Bush? Just want to say what's up, man. Thank you for being real and true at all times. Thank you for everything, man. Take care.
Hey, man, they just want to show love, man. I appreciate that, man. We appreciate you. We'll get to a couple more. We got a couple more voicemails that we're going to get to. We also do say, if you guys want to check it out, people ask me all the time, they see, G. Bush, where the barbershop gear at? Where can I get some? Well, you can go to Bushline Beauty right now, bushlinebeauty.com. And by the way, all you got to do is search Garrett Bush merchandise or Garrett Bush gear, and it pulls up. Shout out to them. So you guys, we got stuff for the ladies. We got stuff for the men. If you want that Nike gear, you want the premium stuff, we got Under Armour. We got Adidas. You see me with the North Face. We got Carhartt. We got everything, man. Check it out over at the Barbershop, and we got the flyest gear in the game. Listen, it ain't for everybody. When you see people moving around, I want people to have the top flight. We're not going to play with you. When we're going to do it, we're going to premium. So if you want the premium goods, bushlinebeauty.com. We got it ready to go. We appreciate y'all. Let's see. Jaguar. G. Bush, Idiot Browns back themselves. Oh, we missed it. Oh, let me see. Did I miss that? Oh. Let's see. Let me get to this. We'll come back and get it. All right, and started reading. Let's see. We'll come back to it. G. Bush and the Barbershop fam, let's run with the idea, start a worldwide community called #the New Cleveland. That New Cleveland, I'm telling you, it's a different way of thinking. It's forward thinking. We not just in here talking about that old yin yang and the Browns is dysfunctional. The Browns is, listen, we need a new fan base that's willing to put that energy out there and be like, no, this is the New Cleveland. Y'all move around with them old ideas if you want to. We're not about to do that. We're not about to do that. Let me get to this. Where we at? Did I miss it? There it is. To me, the way the Browns is going about thinking about this, I think it's smart. If you want a guy that's a leader that can hold people accountable, take a look at Jim Schwartz and what he brings to the table. He already knows the guys. He has head coaching experience. He wants the opportunity. He knows the people inside their organization. He has a relationship with the GM and the owner. Use that, leverage that. And what you can now do is you go out and you get you a young quarterback whisperer. You go out there and get you a young coach that can talk to young players, that understands that young players talk and communicate a different way, that young players act a different way. I need somebody that can see eye to eye to explain to a young quarterback the way he is envisioning. See, there's a lot of times where you can have an idea and concept of what you want. My big problem with Kevin Stefansky was his rigid nature in which he went about his game plan. It was a little conversation on the sideline. I think it was David Njoku and Shedeur Sanders, and it was in the Carolina Panthers game. He said, man, I want to throw deep. No, it wasn't. It was Kenny Pickett. And he was sitting down on the bench with Kenny Pickett. He said, I want to throw deep. Kenny said, well, you know you got to ask Kevin. I said, what you mean you got to ask Kevin? What you mean you got to ask Kevin? You got to really ask Kevin Stefansky to throw the ball deep? And the reality that people don't really want to get to is if you watch the way the offense works, Kevin Stefansky is petrified of people throwing interceptions. Kevin Stefansky is notorious for dink and dunk route combinations and notorious for everybody checking the football down. Joe Flacco looked that way. Dylan Gabriel looked that way. Until he gave up play calling, Shedeur Sanders was looking that way. Deshaun Watson looked that way. When Baker Mayfield and DTR was here, it looked that way. So when you get a young coordinator and you're able to now be innovative, relate to those individuals, and more importantly, the thing I think that really hurt the Browns is I really want a communicator. I want somebody that has enough time, energy, and effort that for young quarterbacks, you got to be all the above letter D. You got to be a motivator. You got to be a supporter. You got to be a teacher. You got to be a communicator, a confidant, a friend, a advocate. You have to do all of those things because a lot of what the game of football is, especially from the quarterback position, is knowing that they have your support and that they are going to put you in the best position to succeed. So when you call something, they not only feel comfortable with it, they not only know X's and O's and understand what your concept is, but they intimately understand that you're calling that play because they believe that you can execute it. For so long in Cleveland, we haven't had the organization be fully behind anybody. That's why when we keep having these conversations about what if we had Josh Allen, it's stupid. Why are you talking about Josh Allen? Why are you talking about somebody else's wife? If I had his wife, that's crazy work. No, why don't you concentrate on your wife? Why don't you concentrate on, I want my wife to look like that. Did you take her shopping? No. I want my wife to look like, I want her to, do you all go to the gym together? No. Well, if you're not putting your work in, if you're not putting no effort into building up your wife, helping your wife, putting her in a position to look the way you want to look, talking to her every once in a while, besides just have you had a conversation with her about just regular life? No. Well, how you feel like you want that relationship they got, but you're not willing to put the work in that they put in. Josh Allen had 2-3 years of mediocre stats. Peyton Manning didn't look good. Tom Brady's first games wasn't good. But you know what? The organization said, you know what? We believe in this guy here. We're going to put some time, energy, and effort into him. And you talking about 7 games, 7 weeks. Come on, man. You got to be smarter than that, aren't you? You got to know you can't be. You guys know you can't formulate no decisions on no quarterback. Everybody want to talk about Jackson Dart 1 week through for 33 yards. But you don't. But he's head and shoulder. I just saw Cam Ward, and he didn't look better than Shedeur Sanders head to head. But they got what they're looking for. Guys, it's just time. It's time. It's about 11:14 on a Saturday, January 17th. It's time we got to get to this. If at this point, if at this juncture, you are either still trying to find a quarterback that was not good this year, or you're still trying to find a veteran that has no track record of success, and you want to pay him $20 million as a free agent, if you still want to say, oh, let's talk about a quarterback competition, just come out and say it. Just give it up. Just simply say, I just don't, I'm not a Shedeur Sanders fan. And it will work out better for you, because then you could just state it and then don't talk about it no more. And we could all know where you stand. Because there's going to be no more football games between now and August. So what are you going to do? Every single day You're going to try to come up with another viable way to say this dude ain't it? Or you could come to the conclusion, it is what it is, bro. He's going to play in 26. I'm going to wait to see how it happens. But then again, I told you, you wasn't never down from the start. I told you didn't want no parts of it. And you was disingenuous, talking about, I just want to see, hey, he'll get some games at the end of the year. I want to see what he can do. And no, you didn't. Because you were operating under the premise that Kevin Stefansky was not going to play him. So you were going to play this little reindeer game and charade like, well, I was waiting to see him play, but if he was really that good, wouldn't the Browns put him out there? He can't even get on the field. And when that got blew up and your boy got fired for it, now we sitting here looking around trying to figure out, well, how do I pivot from this? There is no pivot. Just come on out. Just come on out. Just get it over with. Because it's painful to watch you do this stuff. It's painful. And it's going to be painfully obvious because these folks going to keep saying and showing you all these, they're going to tell you. Just be honest, man. Maybe Shedeur Sanders, maybe he's just not for you. Because it seems that you are willing that when you don't identify with a person, you're willing to get rid of everybody. My question is, are you really a Browns fan? Why you turn on Dylan Gabriel? I don't get it. You praise Dylan Gabriel. We told you he wasn't that. But the Browns still drafted him in the 3rd round. Now you want him gone? See, this is the thing, bro. In life, people will do anything to elude accountability. It's always somebody else's fault. It's always it's always something else. So now instead of being like, you know what, I missed on that. Now because you missed, because you believed what the Browns said, the collateral damage is get rid of everybody. Come on, guys. Something tells me there's a lot of Browns fans that like the Browns only when they like the players that identify with them. And the second that they got people on the team that don't identify, that they don't culturally understand, maybe they communicate a little different, maybe they talk a little different. The second somebody walks, talks, looks, does anything different from them, they spaz out. Oh my gosh, we just get rid of them. Well, let me just tell you something. I know it's uncomfortable, but there's a thing called the new Browns. Whether you like it or not, there's new people all around this great globe, this blue little rock floating in the Milky Way galaxy, that are taking interest to the Browns. You no longer have a chokehold on what you consider the etiquette that Browns fans should act like. I suggest you get comfortable with it because at least for the next 6 to 8 months, nothing's changing. And even next year, you got to wait till the football games to even see. So don't make yourself miserable between now and then. Just have some fun, man. Just talk about the draft or free agency. But you really don't have to go scorched earth. It's okay. It's okay to have new information. Let's get to this. Let's get to our last little, let's get to our voicemails. Let's get to our voicemails here. Shout out to Miss Bell. Let's get to this. Put this up. Doo-doo-doo. All right. Here we go.
What's up, G? It's Doggy Bone. I think Schwartz is in the front running. I believe Mike McDaniel is a close possibility, but I also want to pull for Mike LaFleur, Matt LaFleur, little brother, as a possibility. I think there's some new blood that could bring some new ideas into New Cleveland. He also could bring Nate Tallahassee as his OC. Shout out to the devastating Reds. Root to the good bros. Oh, yeah.
Appreciate you, Doggy Bone. Shout out to I like those names too. I like them names. I like them. We appreciate you, Doggy Bone. See what else we got.
Hey, G. Bush. My name on the channel is R. Anderson, NC, as in North Carolina. I am a big fan of Shedeur, a CU auntie, and my hope is that it's Brian Flores. I think he brings a great level of maturity, of discipline, no nonsense. He'd be great for Shedeur's development, the team's growth, and for the city of Cleveland. So I hope it's Brian Flores. God bless you and your family.
Thank you so much. R. Anderson in the building. I like Flores. Flores was always my number one choice. And I was kind of disappointed when I didn't hear his name. I still like Flores. Look, he was my number one choice out the gate. My number one choice out the gate. Let's see. Let's get to this one.
G. Bush, yo, it's DJ from Atlanta. Listen, if I had to pick one head coach for the Cleveland Browns in a perfect world, it'd have to be Mike Tomlin. I just think his ability to galvanize a team, galvanize a young quarterback, we know who that quarterback's going to be, galvanize a great defense, and just bring that winning culture he had in Pittsburgh to Cleveland, I say, why not? I say, let's do it. Hey, appreciate all the work you do, bro. Keep it up. Yeah.
Appreciate you, my guy. Mike Tomlin for us is a pipe dream. I would love him, bro. Man, because I think Mike Tomlin going to sit out a year. Matter of fact, I think the report says he's going to sit out a year. But I would love to have Mike Tomlin. One of his favorite sayings is, the standard is the standard. The standard is the standard, which means we're not going to play with you. You know what we bringing to the table. You already know. Couple more here.
I think Schwartz is going to be the head coach. This is Auntie Dawn Hall. Enjoy the barbershop so much. But I think Schwartz, and I have a feeling they're going to choose a different OC. I don't think Tommy Reese is going to be the OC. So I think that's why they're interviewing OCs. McDaniels, no, he's too young.
I appreciate you. See you aunties representing Don Hall in the building. Listen, I like Schwartz, and I do believe Tommy Reese is out as the offensive coordinator. I think if they want to go offensive coordinator route, they gonna get the rest of those dudes. They gonna bring in somebody new. Selmo Fudd, G. Bush, you hold it down about the dog pounders, Barbershop, Kool-Aid Mafia in our town. We appreciate you. Selmo. Let's get to this. Last voicemail.
Hey, G. Bush, this is Rosie Bush.
Yeah, let's see. It's Rosie Bush. Look, oh, that's so great. I think that worked out well today. I think that worked out very well today. Let's get to some of our let's get to our chat. I thought that worked out well, man. So if you guys are interested, we're going to update. So all our members, what we're going to do is we're going to update the question. You guys can go in there right now. I'm going to throw it out there. Update the question. What do you believe the Cleveland Browns have to win next year for you to call that a great season? What is the number of wins that the Cleveland Browns have to get in order for it to be considered a great season in 2026? You guys who have the link, you guys could go check that out right now. But that link will be up for all our members, so you guys can record. And when you guys record, we will be playing that on Wednesday, your responses to that question. Appreciate you. Let's get to our super chats. J Mac. That's funny. Hey, K Slay, you heard him? Hey, Rose. She looked at me like, oh my gosh, why did you play that? J Mac Too Fresh, thank you so much for you gifted 5 G Bush memberships. You too kind, my guy. Too kind. We appreciate you, man. Carlton Childs. Anybody but Shedeur's crew is struggling these days. Are you surprised McDaniel isn't getting an interview? And who do you want as Schwartz OC? I'm not surprised because I think they're trying to go, you got to think about it. They're trying to go somewhere opposite of what Stefansky was. Mike McDaniels is not a rah-rah guy. He's not a hold you accountable guy. He's really not even a in-your-face, passionate, over-the-top guy. So I think that they made the decision that those are the things that they want to do that change up. And I think he'd be good as an offensive coordinator, but I don't think necessarily to be like the head coach feel. So I take him as a coordinator. But in terms of, I'll take Shieldhouse and Udinski. Nate Shieldhouse used to be a quarterback. I think he played for Indiana back in the day, but he's the Rams pass coordinator under McVay and the McVay tree. You know how they cherish that, the McVay tree. But Udinski is under Liam Cohen. He doesn't call plays, but he has a lot of cool concepts that he has. So those two, to me, are the top candidates at coordinator. Brown Girl 877 became a member today. Thank you so much for becoming a member. Welcome to the family. Paul Campbell became a member today. Thank you so much, Paul, and welcome to the family. J Mac Too Fresh, salute G Bush, salute chat, bear down and double wrist up. JSU Unk here, follow nephew. J Mac, you out here holding it down. We appreciate you. Laurice Mans, Canton on the map. You and Fanning Jr. make us proud. Keep grinding. Shout out to Harold Fanning Jr. One of the great seasons in Browns history. I used to do play-by-play for the Cleveland Browns. Harold Fanning Jr. Played for McKinley at the time. I believe he played safety too. And he was nice back then. Then he's a fellow MAC guy. I went to Ohio University Bobcats. He went to Bowling Green. He killed in the MAC. So he got my support about 5-6 different ways. Let's see. J-Mac Too Fresh. G. Bush cooking early. You know how we do. We trying to give him that new work. Osadero 5-0. Oso Di Oro. Golden Bear. I put some bags down telling the Browns I wanted to see season tickets if 12 was still on the team. I'm flying out from LA to tour the facility in late February. G. Bush pull up for lunch. Listen, I'll tell you what. We appreciate you, bro. Let us know when you in town. Let me tell you this. There's a lot of people that are of that same mindset. And I think that's scary to a lot of people because when you lose for so long, your identity becomes losing. So you're very protective over your team. Because a lot of people say, you know, I've been down since day one. I've been down since 65. I've been down since 86. I was down when the team was moved. I was down when they was 0-1 and 31 in 2 years. So a lot of people is really be upset in their bags a little bit when new people come into the fold. But hey, this is what it is. You know, the new Cleveland, you know, it's a lot of new fans, new lifeblood being pumped in. And so for me, I'm just hoping the team's successful and we can continue that momentum. Neil Gray, the GM didn't pick Flacco to start and Dillon to be quarterback too. He makes the calculated decisions based on long-term and short-term needs and wants in running the Browns organization effectively and efficiently. And he effectively and efficiently got them boys up out of here. He's like, yeah, Flacco, trade to the Bengals. Dillon just happened to get hurt. And he got hurt, and that was all she wrote. But, yeah, the GM is different. He stepped in and put it and made it an opportunity for Shedeur to even play. Demetrius Robinson just became a member last night. You the best, homie. Keep spitting knowledge. Thank you so much for becoming a member, Demetrius. Don't forget, make sure you hit us up. Make sure you send us your your birthday, your address, and your shirt size. Make sure you do that. Fifth Dimension Media 1 at gmail.com. Fifth Dimension Media 1 at gmail.com. Wolfle says he became a member, he or she. I don't know. This name is, but thank you so much for joining the membership and welcome to the family. We're glad to have you. Jesse 61225. 13 quarterbacks in 6 seasons tells you that Kevin doesn't know how to develop them. Dream killer. That's funny when cats have dreams. Hey, bro, when you shatter in dreams, that's crazy. As a man, as an adult, that's crazy work. Neil Gray Stefansky caused his own termination because he didn't put the organization and players first. It was based on his own ideology and evaluation. In all caps. In capitals, how he feel about it. Big Black 8132, my dream hire, head coach Jim Schwartz, offensive coordinator Mike McDaniels. I wouldn't mind Mike McDaniels offensive coordinator because he know football. If that's one thing, he know offensive football. Jaguar became a member. Thank you so much. Welcome to the family. Aunt T.A. or Aunt A. Anta. We'll figure out. You're in the family now, so we'll figure it out. You became a member today. Thank you so much. We appreciate you, and welcome to the family. Beautifully blessed. Andrew actually slipped and said in an interview that he was starting in week 1 in 2026. Well, you know what? Beautifully blessed. As you know, I always keep something in the tuck because I like to freestyle sometimes. So I like to freestyle and understand how this works. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. You talk about this?
Said this is kind of Shedeur's closing argument, if you will, for 2026. How did you view it?
Yeah, I thought it was a great.
I'm sorry, for 2025.
Yeah, I thought it was a great situation for him to be in because you look in a game where he was scuffling. It wasn't one of his stronger games, certainly early on. It's like, hey, can we get settled and get the team in scoring position to win the game? And he was able to do that. And I think, look, you're not always going to have your fastball every week in the NFL. It's too hard. Defenses are too good. But the fact that he was able to do that and lead us on a scoring drive when we absolutely needed it.
Oh, you mean that? Oh no, he had another one. Let's see it. Maybe it's the longer version. Where am I? Yeah, he talked about it. He let it slip out too. It was accident. He didn't mean to do that. He didn't even mean to do that. Is this one? This it?
Affect the head coaching search?
Well, it's certainly something that we're going to talk about a lot with the candidates, but it's maybe a little bit less on their particular view of the quarterback situation and more about their thoughts and planning for it.
And what would you? I know you mentioned Shedeur up on the side, on the podium rather. What would you like to see his offseason look like, and what have you seen these last 7 weeks building towards 2026?
I'd like it to see him continue to make progress. He got valuable reps this year, starting 7 games. I think he's got to continue to make progress with his pocket management, his situational awareness, things like that. But you'd like to see him take a major step forward going into week 1.
During the game in Cincinnati, Nathan.
You talk about that. Yeah, we keep that on deck. Sassy Southern Creations, ATL. Thank you for becoming a member. You've been down with us 3 months. We appreciate you. Sandra Speak, Truth. Thank you for becoming a member, being a member down with us for 2 months. Interesting how Jackson Dartford, we was just talking about this, Sandra. We was just talking about that, right? Interesting how Dart threw for 33 yards in week 15, 4 and 8 for the season. And he got all the reps. Not one mention of that. Or says he's not a franchise quarterback. 12 is quarterback ones. Folks need to deal with it. We were just talking about that. I said, it's funny how that worked. Funny how they got all the information they need. Trav FDY says, what up, bro? if they don't go with Schwartz, I want them to go with a proven winner like McCarthy or Gruden, not an unproven guy. What do you think? I think the head coach of the Cleveland Browns is going to be a guy with experience. Now, I don't know about Gruden. Gruden is also on one of them lists. So Flores sued the NFL, Gruden sued the NFL, Kaepernick sued the NFL, and Deshaun Watson is on the list because they told Deshaun Watson, you shouldn't have got that deal. So it's all about whether the syndicate is going to let them back in. I haven't heard Mike McCarthy's name in this cycle, but I do believe that the guy who will be the Browns' next head coach will probably have some experience. Lejeune got oils. G. Bush and the Barbershop fam, let's run with the idea, start the worldwide community called the hashtag New Cleveland. That the new Cleveland. JB Smooth 92 says Emory Hunt struck a nerve because he told the truth, discrediting Sanders for bad teams or weak defenses while crediting Tyler Shook for playing the weakest division is disingenuous, full stop. And remind you, during the preseason, people was writing how bad Shook was because he was looking terrible in camp, but he was still getting reps. So, a lot of it is denial, and a lot of people is going through it right now. It's the stages of grief. Don't worry about it. They'll come around. It's a long off season. Hey, God Music 96. Hey, G, my daughter bought me a Barbershop hoodie for Christmas. It was like getting a Shedeur Sanders. I got that also, man. I appreciate you, my man. I appreciate you, bro. I tell people, people say, like the logo, like when I was coming up and thought about it, and people always ask me, why the panda? I'm like, I just wanted something different. Pandas is like almost extinct, right? And pandas, like, you can only find them in like China. And China owns like a monopoly on them. Like, you can't even, like, they carry them like they sacred. So, pandas are very rare. And they pretty lazy. They don't really do nothing. All they do is eat bamboo. Like, if you go, I watched a documentary on pandas, and all they do is poop and eat bamboo. And they got to eat so much bamboo to get the nutrients they need from it. Like, they just have to eat tons and tons and tons and tons of it. But you know what I thought, though? I was like, man, pandas don't mess with nobody, right? Like, they stay to their own, and they're very rare. And for me, like, for the barbershop, I'm like, I need me a mascot. And I always say, just like pandas is extinct almost and very rare, you very rarely see them, I always said the barbershop ain't for everybody. So, like, when you're wearing a barbershop shirt, it's like, if you know, you know. Because people will pull up and say, what is that? Do you own barbershops? I'm like, no, I do a show. They're like, well, what does that have to? So when you combine the community aspect of the barbershop, which is a community, where people go, everybody, barbershops and nails and hair and salons is universal. It crosses all barriers. Everybody need to get their hair cut, no matter what race you are, right? It's nothing like your feeling after a fresh haircut, jumping out in the streets. You get that fresh cut, you go up 3 or 4 ticks. You ever see somebody be like, that's where they came up with the word, you clean up nice. Man, ain't nothing like a quick fade. Ladies know. Ladies know when you, listen, when you done spend all day in that hair salon, you ain't letting nobody mess don't you touch my hair. It ain't nothing like the feeling, though, when you know you done got, you ready to go. Your hair, your makeup, your nail, it look good. And the barbershop is also a place for community. It's where you hear the gossip. It's where you hear the truth. It's where you hear that what's really going on in the streets, in the community. It's the conversation that everybody want to be a part of. And so the barbershop, if you combine the two, is a place where only the real go. We kind of extinct over here. The real is getting real extinct out here. But the real is collaborating in a place where we can talk about the stuff that you really want to get to. So when people wear that, the logo, it's you. If you know, you know. It's going to start a conversation, but you wear it because you know that the people who buy it, that seek it out, they understand a certain thing. They think a certain way. They act a certain way. So when I be telling people it ain't for everybody, it really ain't for everybody. Let's get it. JB Smooth says, since when have judged a rookie on stats versus eye test? It's always been intangibles first and results second. Same day, different goalposts. There ain't never been no quarterback. Caleb Williams looked bad as rookie year. Like there ain't no quarterback that's gonna come into this league and light it up. And it's disrespectful to even think that. Come on, bro. The league is too difficult, bro. You got grown men out here like Myles Garrett running around. Thinking grow big. Gee, what you think about McDaniels as OC? Love it. I'll take it. We have Bond, who ran a 4.39. All we need is a possession receiver and another speedy receiver. Fellow Cantonian, shout out to the 330-234. We appreciate you. Shout out to the Stomping Ground, Hall of Fame City. If you guys are interested, this is just some of the breakdown we doing. Right now, we educating people on wide receivers. We educating people on wide receivers. One of the wide receivers you need to know about, if you come on over to the barbershop as we do our film review, Elijah Surratt emerged as a high-volume target with wide receiver potential, late game playmaking to become a difference maker in the NFL. Surratt's game combines strong hands, route running, an infectious desire to make impactful plays when his team needs him. Surratt is a well-traveled pass catcher who began his career at St. Francis, transferred to JMU, and finished his career with Indiana. He is a former zero-star recruit that has the potential to be a first-round prospect. This is the type of stuff we do over here in the members only. We break that down. We got the film on him. So if you want to know about the receivers, who the Browns should go after, pull up on us. Let's see. Patrick Williams. Seemed like the only way the Cleveland media will believe is if he brings Cleveland a chip. I believe 12 is going to do it. Well, they'll believe. Here, Patrick, I'm going to tell you what'll happen. They will come around. They always do it like this. They'll come around when the writing is on the wall. Some of them have already started to do it. Because the calculus is, why am I going to just be sitting here telling people how bad Shedeur Sanders is, and I'm not going to get no further proof until August? So it does me no good to be on these shows talking about how bad he is or trade him or do whatever. It's just going to make me look crazy. So a lot of them are already going to be backing off a little bit because the writing is on the wall of what they want to move. The real Night King. Yo, G. Bush Rosie, good evening. I just want to say what you doing on here, giving us a chance to be heard, is fire. But who would be your ideal OC? I would go with Udinski or Nate Shieldhouse. Those are my two guys. I would be fine with either or. G, did you see Tever in a grant? Think how 12 learn. I didn't see that. I meant to check that out. Jab 9237. New Cleveland, stand up. Unks and aunties, grandmas, papas, big mamas coming in full force. Old Cleveland, brace up. We win, build and stand with our players. Playoffs is coming. This time, we not asking permission. We coming. This is the energy I love. You see what she said? Y'all tried to see. This is, hold on. I'm giving away too much. I almost got into my Wednesday night sermon. You got to come back for the Wednesday night sermon, but I'll allude to this. with the change of the coaching staff, I've found that more CU aunties, uncles are now buying in on a deeper level to the Browns. Because it's like I said before, now whoever you pick as coach, that person is coming along the same time you coming along. It's like a family. You ever have an in-law? Like you ever you marry somebody in a family, and then your husband or wife, sister or brother get married to somebody else, and then you was an outsider because you were in-law, but now there's a new in-law. So now because y'all came into the family at the same time and understand, the dynamics of being the outsider, y'all bond quicker, right? You guys get cooler because you understand how it feels. So now you bring in a new head coach. Now it's like, oh, well, hey, listen, we started from the bottom with Shedeur, and I was there when they hired said coach. So now there's a level of buy-in because it's at the ground level. We'll dive into that in a little bit. Doggy Bone, you know what it is. New Cleveland is provocative. The New Cleveland is here. Hashtag New Cleveland. Homemaking with Denise. Hello, Denise. New Cleveland. I'm down with that. Auntie here. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Are we starting a movement? Is this a movement? That New Cleveland is different. The New Cleveland. None of them old ways. We forward thinking, innovative, supportive. We trying to get cats behind them, right? And I told y'all this is how it was going to work. Everybody, oh my goodness, these people aren't even Browns. Say, hey, whoa. We're going to give it time. Listen, you don't just get to be family overnight. You got to cultivate a relationship. David Walker, hey G, Alder was so good that he got the coach fired. Ain't that funny how that worked? Nancy, what is up with the Browns media hate on 12? 12 has been really over the time this past week. Like everyone be crashing out. 12 has 2-minute drill against the Ravens and the Bengals. Well, Nancy, we talked about this. Literally, it is the stages of grief a little bit. Like anytime you change something, it takes time for people to get used to it. Humans don't like change. Kevin Stefansky was here for 6 years. He got us to the playoff a couple times. A lot of people built relationships with Kevin Stefansky, and it shows that, they're going to have to start a new relationship with a new coach. So that's human nature. A lot of people believed in some of the stuff that was the narratives about Shedeur Sanders, and they had made up in their mind that they were going to get a quarterback because the media kept telling you your quarterback's in 26. And I was the one who told everybody, don't be listening to people talking about you tanking for this guy or losing on purpose for this guy because you don't know what these guys is going to do. Turned out there wasn't no quarterback in 26 like I told them. Now those guys are kind of in their feelings. We told people, look, man, maybe Jim Schwartz is a viable candidate. He got a second interview. How is he still here? Stefansky, people didn't think Andrew Barry. So there's all these people that were told one thing or felt it was going to happen. It didn't happen. And so now the culmination of some of their frustrations lean towards, well, I don't like Shedeur Sanders, which we told you that was coming. Finding Your 40 became, I like that name. Became a member. Thank you so much, and we appreciate you, and welcome to the family. Miss Bell, I'm sticking with super chats. I sent 3 voicemails in air. Miss Bell, that's okay. We're gonna make sure you good. Oh, hey, some of us is the technology get the best of us sometimes. But we appreciate you either way. The real Night King, I'm just happy we finally got a promising quarterback in Shedeur. It's been a very long time, and they finally released Kevin Stefansky. Let's go to ND and get Shiloh. Hey, man. Shiloh, man. I mean, he be special teams, bro. Cats playing around, bro. Neither. For people in the cave not paying attention, the Browns media has started their Shedeur Sanders quarterback, working quarterback for next year. Look at me. Look at me. Shedeur's the captain now. Look at me. Shedeur is the captain now. Look at me. Man, it's coming. Listen, I used to study literally politics and political science. I'm a government junkie, and I always talk about it. Everything that you do in life takes political capital. And sometimes if you don't have the political capital built up, yeah, you kind of lay this one out. See, you ever notice why there could be a senator or a House of Representative member that vote 99% with the party line, no matter what bill it is? They're going to vote the party line until they either are getting primary or they decide they're not running in the next cycle. Then all of a sudden, they got to change of heart. They done saw the light. You know what? This bill doesn't do anything for my constituents. I can't, in good conscience, sign this bill, even if it is along party lines. I can't do it. Hold on, buddy. Let me pull your record up. I got it on the phone. You voted against your constituents for the last 10 years. But now you ain't running, and all of a sudden you got heart? Come on now. You got it. No. It's called your political capital, and it's a political calculus. And you're like, don't make no sense for me to do that right now. And it don't make no sense for you to sit up here and tell you a bunch of people 100 times over that Shedeur Sanders is not about to be it. Because what shows you going to do? That show ain't going to be good. Does you no good. You got to wait till August. You don't even know who the offensive coordinator going to be. But all these interviews that I'm telling you, look like they ain't made their mind up. The real TP. Thank you for becoming a member. We appreciate you. And welcome to the family, my guy. Patrick Williams, I would love for AB to sign Will Shepard and get Green Bay Packers squad. Shepard will play with them at CU. I'll bring him in. Hey, as long as you got to listen, that's another thing. When quarterbacks start getting good, they start to be like, yeah, I like this receiver right here. I like that receiver right there. If it don't cost them no bread, let Shedeur put some games up where and his solidified. He'll be able to get that off. Nancy says, what is with all the right players talking like the last three G of the season, 12 wasn't playing with practice squad players. Now, I ain't like I don't like acting like I don't like K why he looks like this. Well, here's the reason. There's a lot of people that didn't want the Cleveland Browns to win those games. Because if the Browns lost those games, they would have been in a position to draft a quarterback. So a lot of people is saying, oh, they should have lost these games. What did you play for? Why did you do that? And then that just tells on yourself. Like, if you advocating guys losing and doing that, you can't be a real fan, and you don't know what football is about. Who does that? We're trying to build good habits with young players. You think these guys don't want to come out here and win? They've been winning it in colleges their whole life, winning in high school their whole life. Why would you come up here and talk about what? We're not about to do that. It's a movement, the new Cleveland. Yeah, we're going to make that pop. Hashtag new Cleveland. That's what we on. It's supposed to be after every tag, new Cleveland. It's supposed to be about everything. This is more about it's more about a attitude shift. It's about saying that there could be more positive people thinking about something than negative. So when you put in your stuff, put that new Cleveland in there. Put that new Cleveland in there. Because that old way of thinking ain't got us nothing but L's and no championships, no division titles since 1989. So it's time to start thinking a little different, acting a little different, walking a little different, talking a little different. And I'm going to tell you, it's going to catch on. Gee, what's the bare minimum 12 needs to do to keep the draft birds away next year? I think what you're going to see, Dr. Green, I appreciate the chat. What you're going to start to see is what it looks like when an organization really starting to put some people around you. I fully expect the Cleveland Browns to try to trade for a receiver. Also go in and get another receiver high. Offensive lineman in free agency. Multiple linemen in the draft. And a coordinator that is innovative and is working to put Shedeur Sanders in the best position around his skill set. What will it look like when the offense is tailored around him? What will it look like when they can get some easy release routes? What will it look like if you can find guys that you can scheme guys open? What will it look like if you got a receiver that can move and threaten defenses with speed? What it's going to look like if we have a stronger running game? All these things is going to play a role into it. And with stronger leadership, I think that you put it, my goal for the Cleveland Browns next year is I want 7-8 games. And it's possible because guess what? Right now, Shedeur Sanders is throwing the football somewhere, getting guys together, getting young dudes to throw, going around talking about it. And then when that offensive coordinator come in here, I want him he better be in his back pocket. Coach, what we talking about today? I don't care. Listen, if it's texting, if it's install, I need that book today. Listen, forget that. I need, matter of fact, I'm going to fly out to where you at. This off the books. I need to fly out where you at, wherever you at. And we're going to walk through and talk through how you breathe, eat, sleep, and view this offense. I want to know what your goals is for it. I want to know the why behind the why. I want to know the rhyme and reason. I want to know your thought process on route combinations, your philosophy on the run-pass mix, all those things. And the more he gets that in his DNA now, the quicker he could play free and easy. And the scary part about it is he did all of what he did this year with nothing, just on talent. Can you imagine what he did if he got somebody that's actually supporting him and saying, you the guy, this is what we want to do, and this is how we going to do it? Come on, man. Come on now. Audrey Garland. I feel sorry for Cam if the Titans hire Stefansky. The coach is at bad luck for the quarterbacks, and his offensive playbook is crap. Yeah, that's nasty work. I don't wish that on nobody. That's Stefansky playbook with these tight ends, and it's nasty. Regina Mickens, the new Cleveland started with the guy who received the Shedeur jersey for Christmas. Yep. His emotional, he said, I got that new Cleveland. I got that new Cleveland. And you got to understand, we didn't have that jersey forever. We didn't have them same colors forever. Matter of fact, we got the most plain jerseys of all time. But you know what he meant? He meant that the Cleveland Browns mean something different to him now. The Cleveland Browns morphed into something different. That's why I said that reaction, if the Cleveland Browns can get out their own way and they can build and get some wins on the field, the Cleveland Browns have the most potential to become America's team tomorrow. They got the faces of it. They got the fan base. You say what you want about the Browns fan base. We done took L's forever. We celebrate and cheer when we went 1-31 just for winning one football game. Can you imagine? We got Browns backers all over the great country, all over this country. We got Browns backers, people that is investing in the Cleveland Browns, people that care about the Cleveland Browns, people that wake up to listen to this show all over the world. Those are Browns backers. Let me show you where these Browns backers is. You think I'm playing? Let's get the map out, G. Bush. There it is. These are all the chapters of the Browns backers. Look how many continents it is. Look how many, just look, Nova Scotia, Europe, the Middle East, Africa, New Zealand, Hawaii, Australia, Canada, Alaska. Bro, we got Browns backers all over this country. You think that if we can't get an exciting brand of football with the influx of people coming together under one banner? See, what y'all don't understand, I'm trying to unite one banner. Y'all be doing too much. Y'all should be thanking the barbershop. We building the community over here. And so when all these people come over and be like, oh, we rock with the Browns and we invested, I can tell you, you are welcome. Because you were threatened. Don't be threatened by new people. That's what this country is built on. New people, opportunity, and melting pots. We don't have a monopoly on losing. Embrace change, embrace differences, embrace diversity. And if you would invest, and you would invest in building a community under one banner, you would learn something. I need an army. I'm trying to build an army because we want to go get that trophy. See, the difference between me and you, I don't care about no ideology. I just want the trophy. And I support people who I think can help me get that trophy. And if you was watching, you would see that Shedeur Sanders has some of those traits that help you get that trophy. But you got to get out your feelings. Hashtag New Cleveland. There you go, Nita. There it is. Lady Libra, no longer a cardiac kid. Hashtag New Cleveland. Patrick Williams, G. Bush, do you think wide receiver Jerry Jeudy will be a cancer in the locker room when he's moved from what? Nope. Jerry Jeudy actually will perform better. You know why? Because he's going to be, when you get a new coach, everybody going to fall in line. Jerry Jeudy going to be expected to catch the football when it's thrown to him. And I believe he's better in the slot anyway. Jerry Jeudy will look a lot better when you got other talent around him. Excuse me. When you got other talent around him, Jerry Jeudy will look a lot better because he's going to be working against not the best corner. He's going to be working against the second corner or the third best corner. And when you get a new offensive coordinator, my hope is they come in and get Jerry Jeudy acclimated and have him excited about the new direction of the offense. Dr. Green, I expect Caleb Williams year and AB is going to get the pieces. For some reason, I feel like that New Cleveland will be elite. I'm telling you, man. You got some pieces and parts, bro. Why you think Myles Garrett? He cool. Denzel Ward, cool. And that's why when people go, oh, that's the worst job ever. That's the worst. That's that old mentality. I don't want nobody that thinks it's the worst job ever. Give me somebody that's ready to come in and work and roll his sleeves up and get the best out of these dudes. Don't go to the dance with the girl you've been sweating for 4 years and she done played you off because she does 5th or 6th on the list. She 5th or 6th. She wasn't even going to think about going with you until 3 other dudes turned her down. Go with the girl that really want to go with you. Go with the girl that be like, I'm rocking with you. Man, you my first choice. Okay, we can win with the first choice. I don't know about y'all. I don't like second choices, bro. I don't like that, bro. I got to be the favorite. I got to be the favorite. I want to play then. Jonathan McGriff, when Shedeur becomes a great quarterback, they will accept it. And a lot. They will accept it. They look, the shift is already happening a little bit. There's some of them. There's some guys that I want to be set to right. Nick Wilson and Peterlin, they've been down from day one. Rizzo been down for day one. Who else? Some other guys that have been down from since day one. That be Mac Robinson been down. Who else? Who else been down since Jump Street? Oh, I forgot. G. Bush. Me, right? L.A. June got oils. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And welcome to the family. So really quickly, we appreciate you guys. Man, it's been a great show. Pretty good. Listen, I thought that was very successful. Thought it was very successful. Just to throw it back out there. You guys want to be part. VIP hotline is jumping. I love it because I get to hear some of your voices now. I can put a name with the face. So thank you for all those guys that send in voicemails this week. We'll throw a set of voicemails. We'll put the question out. How many wins do the Cleveland Browns need to have in order for them to have a successful season? I'll put that out in the members only YouTube chat. So you guys will have the link and you guys can record those conversations, 30 seconds. And then what we'll do is we'll play that on Wednesday. So we just trying to give you an opportunity to be heard, a better opportunity for overall experience. I did radio for over 10 years. And so one of my best parts about radio that I loved was interacting with the people. And this gives us a unique opportunity to hear your voice, to be heard. And I think this was a great addition. If you guys like this, comment in the comment section if you like it, and continue to give suggestions. This came directly from our members. We're here to give you the members what they're looking for. This came directly from the members. They said, G. Bush, can you do a call-in, a hotline? So we listen to what the members say. We try to do our best to read every single super chat, have our engagement, make sure people are heard. So make sure if you want to be part of it, you can join the VIP hotline as well. And my phone kept going off because people kept going to the store. If you want to shout out to you guys checking the store out, man. Also, you guys want to check out some merch. We got stuff by the way, we designed all this. Like me and my wife, my mom, we designed all this. So the ladies' gear, the totes, the bags, even the yoga outfits. We did this and we designed it. So check it out, bushlinebeauty.com. Also, we got the Nike stuff on there. We got the Nike, we got Under Armour, we got Adidas, we got what else we got? We got Champion, we got Carhartt. What else we got? North Face. We got all that with the logo on it. Make sure y'all guys check that out, and we'll continue to give that energy. We got one more super chat. Let's see. Royce Medina says, GB, what are your chances of the Browns getting a legit wide receiver one? If the Eagles let A.J. Brown go, Shedeur to A.J. equals trouble. I would have to talk to A.J. Brown. He's like, man, A.J. Brown be wanting that ball. So he wasn't satisfied. So I would have to bring him in. A.J. Brown on talent alone is an upgrade. But I got to see if he want to play for a team, because I don't know if he used to go in the Super Bowls, and the Eagles is a team that's a perennial team that can be eligible for the Super Bowl. I would like to see him what his energy level is for coming here for a rebuild. But would I love to have his talent? Of course, that goes without saying. And what also goes without saying is, if you don't know, now you know. We appreciate everybody. If you want the fresh cut on sport, you're where to find me. I keep the Clippers on me. Kool-Aid Mafia in the building. The Barbershop is in the building. You see it in the background. We got the flag wrist up. Kool-Aid Mafia. We appreciate you. You guys have a great rest of your evening. We will catch our members only Tuesday night. We'll catch you guys Tuesday, and then we'll catch everybody else on Wednesday for Barbershop After Dark. With that being said, for G. Bush, for Rosie in the background, we'll catch you later. You guys have a great afternoon, and as always, like I always say, go Browns.